Hi there, I'm Andrew Campanella, President of National School Choice Week and author of the School Choice Roadmap, 7 Steps to Finding the Right School for Your Child. Today, I want to give you a quick overview of those 7 steps so that you can find a school or learning environment where your daughter or son will learn, thrive, succeed, and be happy. But first, I want to encourage you to start your school search process as soon as possible and give yourself as much time in advance of next school year as possible. In fact, one of the reasons we celebrate National School Choice Week in January is so that parents have enough time to look at all of their education options well in advance of the next school year. And I do want to encourage you to consider all of your options. Traditional public schools, public charter schools, public magnet schools, online public schools, private and religious schools, and homeschooling. The truth is that families in many states have more choices for their children's education today than at any other time in history, which is really exciting. And remember, this entire process is about your child, and it's about what you want for your child. These 7 steps are designed to put your child's needs at the start of your decision-making process so that you can find a school or learning environment that's the absolute best fit possible. So here we go. Step 1, think back to your own time in school. That's right, I want you to think back about your own time in the classroom. How you perceive education and what you liked the most or liked the least about school will inform how you pursue this process. So take some time and write down what you learned the most, liked the most, who taught you the most, and also the things you didn't like. Then put those experiences in perspective and remember that your child may have different experiences. Step 2 is to identify your goals for your child. So right now, we're not talking about schools just yet. We're talking about your kid. You know more about your daughter or son than anybody else on this planet. That is why you are more qualified than anyone else to choose your child's education. So take a few minutes and think about your child. What are your hopes, dreams, and goals for your daughter or son? Who do you want your child to turn out to be? What matters most to you for your child's future? What are your child's strengths and weaknesses? Step 3, decide what you need and what you want from a school or learning environment. So now we actually are thinking about schools and we're thinking about the ideal learning environment for your child. Think about it. What does that learning environment look like for you and your family? Are there specific things that you know your child will need? Different instructional strategies your child responds best to or maybe doesn't respond well to. Maybe there's a specific theme or a subject that motivates your child. Maybe your child thrives in a smaller school setting, or perhaps your son or daughter does better in a bigger group. Write all of these things down. Step 4 is to make a list and research schools. To choose the right school or learning environment for your child, you need to know all of the options that are available. So research school choice policies in your state, and we've made this easier. To help you get started, I recommend downloading the free guide to school choice in your state, which is available at schoolchoiceweek.com. You can also visit schoolchoiceroadmap.com. Once you've read that, start making a list of the schools themselves, all of the schools in your area. And when you do this step, don't eliminate any schools because you think some of them might be hard to get into or too expensive. Once you make the list, look up information about all the schools online so that you can get a sense of what they offer. And don't forget, as you're making your list, to include homeschooling and online schooling too, because you'll want to consider those. Step 5 is to visit schools. School tours are so important, and you should visit the schools on your short list and ask as many questions as possible. Visit classrooms, look around, get a sense of the school. Meet the teachers, check out the school's values, their approach, and the school's culture. And throughout your tour, ask yourself constantly, is this a learning environment where you can see your child learning, succeeding, being respected, feeling safe, and being happy? Now, if you're considering online schools, you can schedule a phone interview where you ask a lot of these questions. If you're considering homeschooling, you'll want to take this time to research your state's homeschooling rules. Step 6 is to evaluate schools. After your tours, you want to look at all the notes you took before you started your visits and all of the notes from those visits. Which schools or learning environments best meet your child's needs? Ask yourself that question. Then narrow your school search down once again to 2 or 3 finalists, the 2 or 3 schools or learning environments that most interest you. Step 7, choose the school or learning environment that does meet your child's needs. You want to sit down as a family and choose the school or learning environment that really does work best for your child. This is a very personal decision, and families will pursue this step in different ways. But after you've decided, it's time to apply, submit applications, fill out the appropriate paperwork, and then get your child ready for his or her first day of school. In my book, The School Choice Roadmap, 7 Steps to Finding the Right School for Your Child, I provide a ton of worksheets, exercises, quizzes, and more to help you navigate those 7 steps and to help you keep all of your research and notes in order. You can download those worksheets also at schoolchoiceroadmap.com. So there you have it, 7 steps to finding the right school for your child. Learn more about school choice at schoolchoiceweek.com and learn more about the book at schoolchoiceroadmap.com. Thanks so much.